Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are getting into another episode of the Cozy Conversations, and we are going to talk about boundaries. Boundaries, y'all. As you have seen on social media, it is an ever-present hot topic that's going on right now, and I thought that maybe we should dive on in and talk about it. My name is Patty. Welcome to this channel, y'all. This series is all about different conversations that we can have. They can be sometimes a little tough. They can be funny. We're just talking about life like some good old girlfriends. So first, I want to start off this conversation by saying boundaries and setting boundaries is tough. If you are struggling with boundaries, it is okay. You are human. It does get a little bit easier, but it is hard. It's hard. I'm not even gonna hold you. It is so hard. And there's so many types of boundaries, from career to personal, relationships, family, just boundaries across the board, y'all. Is really hard to set. It's really challenging. I can talk from experience and just saying that in my life personally, I've been having a hard time trying to navigate setting boundaries when it comes around finances, y'all. So as you probably have heard me say 1,001 times, because I'm super excited, that I'm planning to move next year, and y'all, moving costs duckies, you know? It costs money to move out of state, and that means I've had to say no. And originally, I wasn't going to tell people what my plans were. I wasn't going to give any long, drawn-out explanation, y'all. But I just kept feeling so bad just saying no, and people just kind of staring at you like, why? So I was like, you know what? These my people. These my friends. I should just be able to come on right out and say it. And y'all, I'm trying to stack bread. I have said no to so many trips this year, which hurts my heart, y'all, in more ways than one, because one, I love to travel. Travel brings me so much joy, and I'm only going on 2 trips this year, New York and one for my birthday. I will be taking y'all along. And also, it was a little disappointing because originally my channel was going to be travel themed, you know, domestically as well as internationally. So it's just like, dang, bruh. That's kind of taking away what I really wanted my channel to be about. But honestly, when I really evaluated, it opened the doors for my channel to be about a lot more. And if you've seen it, I'm going to be doing an intro. I'll post it right here in the little cards. Hot Girl Summer on a Budget, because I'm trying to stack some coins, y'all. So once I told my friends, and I was just like, hey, I'm sorry. Honestly, the response was a lot better than I thought. And that kind of warmed my heart. And come to find out, it was like, dang, a lot of people trying to stack money this year for different things. And it opened up a better conversation, right? But it's hard, y'all. It is hard. It is challenging because your girl got a little shopping habit. I ain't ashamed to admit it. It has been real hard. Y'all, I cannot tell you how many carts I have open right now. Well, I just look at it. Like, girl, we don't need it. Where are we going? We don't need it. Put it back. But I've been doing well, and I'm proud of myself in that. But it is challenging. I will also tell you that in creating this business, you know, photography, as well as really trying to, you know, get my YouTube off, it's really time consuming, and it has changed boundaries in my friendships because I just don't have a lot of free time. And I am thankful that a lot of my friends are fellow creatives and have different businesses and things going on. But sometimes people get upset when I hang out with them and I need to be on my phone. Like, I still work a 9 to 5. I still need to be able to respond, answer the clients when I'm not, working. I still need to be able to create my content, plan out my content. Editing videos and editing photography takes several hours, y'all. Like, it be taking me days. And sometimes it was getting to the point where it was a little frustrating, feeling like I wasn't always getting the support that I needed, because things had to change, y'all. I can't answer the phone all the time, y'all. I can't be there for people in the same way that I was before, and sometimes it's a little hurtful. Sometimes I feel like, dang, I'm not doing enough. But one of my biggest lessons from last year was just like, I was exhausted, y'all. I was truly exhausted trying to do my business thing, trying to travel everywhere. I was having like a mini, I don't know what you want to call it. I felt like I had lost out a year of my 20s because of COVID, so I was trying to make up for it and be everywhere, which was completely not necessary. But in that moment, I needed that, and it was fun. And y'all, I was exhausted. And one of my biggest goals this year was I do not want to be exhausted like that, y'all. And sometimes that just means I need to be in the crib. Sometimes I need to be able to work on my content and edit things without feeling like, hey, look at me, play with me, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I'm like, dang, I want to so bad, but it's just me, y'all. Ain't nobody helping me edit and plan content and post and do all the things that I'm doing, managing the finances. Like, it's all on me. And I'm still working a 9 to 5, and it's hard. I can't show up for everyone in my life the way that I used to. And it's been really hard trying to learn how to set that boundary and not feeling bad about it, Like, I can't talk on the phone all day when I know, I still have stuff from my 9 to 5 I have to wrap up. I'm still trying to go back and forth, interact with clients, y'all. And then sometimes I just need peace for myself. After all that is done, y'all, I just be needing a second. So a lot of my friends go on me because I be taking naps. I take a lot of naps. But honestly, when I say naps, it's really code for I'm overwhelmed and I need to take a break. My mental is fried. I have done everything I can, and I just gotta shut it down for a second. And I'm still learning that boundary. I'm still learning how to not feel so bad about it. But I'm also learning how to set a boundary where I'm okay with not being the strong friend. I'm okay with not being termed the hero or the person that has to be there all the time, because one of the things I have learned and realized, y'all, is I am not God. I am not God. I am not a substitute for God. Only He can be there for you every day, all day. And that's not to say that I don't want to be a good friend, because I do, y'all. It just means I have finally learned that I can only give what I have. Sorry, guys. But I can only give what I have, and I don't have as much as I used to. And majority of people in my life are very supportive, and I'm very thankful of that. But sometimes I still have that inner voice of just like, yo, you're not doing enough, you're not there enough, you need to do more for everybody. But I can't, y'all. It is overwhelming, and it has been a tough boundary that I'm still learning how to navigate, right? Because it's hard, right? You don't want to let down the people in your life, but like, I literally cannot be there for everybody all the time. I can't. Whew. It's tough. It's really, really tough. Gosh, it's tough, y'all. Setting boundaries when it comes to work is also tough. I honestly got to a point, y'all, I think it was my first in-office job after TSA. I used to work at TSA at Dulles. And y'all, I used to be that person that would pick up all the extra shifts. I used to try to be on top of everything. I would stay longer. And it was just like, absolutely not, bruh. You're not paying me extra to stay behind. And then also, it's kind of teaching people how to treat you. And I had a very particular boss at that point in time. And I did not want him to get used to like, oh, well, she'll stay past 4:30. She'll stay. Well, I can, come to her desk and talk to her at 4:15 and give her a list of stuff to do. No. Absolutely not. I am salary. I don't get any overtime. It's a no. Send me an email. I will talk to you on Monday. And I was tired of being disrespected. I've had jobs in the past, y'all, where I was picking up shifts and extra hours so much that they would just put it on my calendar. People would stop asking me. They would just, oh, Patty'll do it. She always picking up extra shifts. She want it. She'll do it. Excuse me? Yes. So that was a boundary that I've learned to put in place. I had one of my bosses call me about a month or so ago on a Saturday. I did not answer the phone the first time they called me. Then they sent me text messages. So I responded to those text messages and I said that I was out of town and I did not have my computer, which was a bold-faced lie because my computer was right over on my desk and I was at home, but I am not working. I do not get overtime. And it was nothing that couldn't wait until Monday. And then had the nerve to text me again Sunday night. I did not respond. You will get your response during my working hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. That's it. And I was tired of, in my previous role, y'all, how much energy I was given. And it felt like no matter how hard I was working, I still wasn't being treated better. I think that a lot of us have this thought or this expectation that like, wow, if I continue to work this hard, I'm going to be rewarded in this way. And y'all, that is not the case. That is not the case. People just take more advantage of you. Same way I thought about in relationships, right? You think that, oh, you don't ask them for a lot, you don't require a lot, you're gonna get the world. Baby, that is not the case. It's not the case. You will get most from speaking up and being like, nah, this is what I need, this is what I want, X, Y, Z, because people will take advantage. And you don't deserve anybody to take advantage of you. At all. At all. You might even need to set boundaries when it comes to spirituality or religion or however you classify your beliefs, your belief system, y'all. Because, for example, one of the things that I'm learning is in this particular season of my life, I cannot take a lot of conversation that is stemmed negatively about relationships. And I know y'all know what I mean. If you still following the Shade Room spiritual world, like that war I always be talking about, y'all, I do not want to engage in conversations about misogyny. I don't even know if I said that correctly, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I am tired of trauma bonding. I don't have the capacity for it. Being in a position in my life, y'all, where I am open and ready for love, relationship, to marriage and kids, I cannot take any more stories of especially black women just being treated terrible and black men or this or that. I cannot take it. I will purposefully push people away and not spend a lot of time with them because I don't want to talk about it. Like, it is toxic to me. It is toxic to my mental health. It is not helping me, y'all. It's not helping me. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear any more stories of women being treated terribly. Like, I refuse to believe all men are trash. And I don't want to continuously feed myself all of these terrible conversations. I don't want to listen to podcasts, books. I don't want to see all these videos on social media that's geared toward those conversations, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And that's not to say that if someone in my life is going through something that I won't be there for them, but I cannot overly ingest it, y'all. I can't. And I don't feel bad about it anymore. I did it first, but y'all, I can't. I can't. Setting boundaries with social media, right? I feel like everybody says social media is so toxic. And I want to pose the question to you. Is social media really toxic, or is how you're interacting with it toxic? Y'all, Instagram, Facebook, I can't speak for TikTok, y'all. It has given you the tools to make it less toxic. You can unfollow people, you can restrict people, you can mute people, which basically means you're blocking your ability to see their statuses and stories without them knowing that you like unfollow them. You can block ads, you can tell them stop showing me this, I'm not interested. The tools are there. Sometimes we gotta stop blaming everything and everybody and start looking at ourselves. What can I do to make this less toxic? If that means you gotta get completely off, y'all. But there's ways to make things better for yourself. It don't gotta be that toxic. Unfollow people. I don't even follow a lot of celebrities, y'all, because I want to be able to control when I'm seeing all that stuff, because that's not my lifestyle. I ain't got no Rolls Royce. I ain't got no private plane. That's not my lifestyle. And sometimes when you're constantly seeing that, it can lay different seeds in your mind to make you always feel like you're not doing enough. They bag different from my bag. Their life is different from my life. When I want to go see somebody, I just type it in the search and see what they're doing. But at least I'm controlling what I'm seeing and when I'm seeing it. Start asking yourself, why do I feel the need to always read the comments? Why do I feel the need to respond to the comments? Why am I allowing myself to get so worked up about what other people are doing and thinking? How can I disengage? Because social media not going anywhere, y'all. And it's really tough to have a business and be successful without social media. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. But it is difficult. Setting boundaries, y'all. You don't have to have social media if you don't want to. FOMO, feeling like you're missing out on stuff. I'm truly at a place in my life where I'm learning that one, I can only do what I can do. And two, I'm tired of being upset by things that I've done to make myself upset. Even when it comes down to being vulnerable, right? It's setting boundaries about that, and the conversations that you have, the conversations that you decide to engage in. Because you don't have to. I know people feel like, oh, social media is so fake, it's just a highlight reel. So what if it is? I'm gonna let you know that my Instagram is my highlight reel, and I love that. I love it. I love that for me. It's my digital photo album, y'all. I love going through, I'm like, yes, I did this year, I did that year. I was with my friends, we were out, we were having a good time. I don't know what this obsession people have for needing to see people struggle to make them feel better about themselves. Everybody has bad days. I don't know why some people want to see it so bad. If I woke up today and I felt like slitting my wrist, you think my first instinct is, let me go on Instagram and write a caption and post a picture about how I'm in such a bad mental state? No. Because honestly, you darned if you do, you darned if you don't. If you post that, it's gonna people that's gonna say what? Oh, you just want attention, blah, blah, blah. The same thing they're gonna say if you post a picture and you half naked. You danged if you do, you danged if you don't. Honestly, this conversation isn't really going the way that I wanted it to go. And I don't even know if I'm really gonna post this. I feel like you can tell I'm so frustrated and irritated because I am, and I really am trying to set up these boundaries, y'all, and it's hard. It is so hard. It is so incredibly frustrating. It feels like, you know how sometimes you feel like you take 5 steps forward, but then you get pushed back 6 steps, and then you gotta try to come back 6 steps just to get to where you were in the first place? That's what setting boundaries feels like. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. But some days, y'all, I want peace. Peace over anything. Peace over everything. And I'm tired of being upset about things that I cause myself to be upset about. There was a class I took in college that really, really changed things for me. And it shifted my perspective. My major in college was Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness. And in one of my courses, one of my teachers, I won't say what she used to do because that's her business, she made us watch this documentary about suicide bombers. And it was from the opposite perspective. And it was such a game changer for me in the way that I look at life, because now when things happen or I'm upset about something, sometimes I'll just sit back and ask myself, one, is this what's really happening and I'm just not projecting my own thoughts and ideas and stories onto? And two, why am I choosing to perceive it this way? In the same way that, you know, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, is the same way that one person looks at the glass half empty versus half full. And that's another boundary area of my life where I'm trying to look at things. I feel like I'm all over the place trying to talk to y'all about boundaries, and maybe it's a different conversation because I'm used to talking to y'all once I've gotten to the other side versus when I'm in the thick of it. But it's really difficult, y'all. It is difficult. But I will say one of the biggest things that I feel like has been helping me in this process of setting boundaries is learning how to release control. I believe that you can control how you respond to things. I don't believe you can always control what life brings your way. I think that in some aspects, control is an illusion. And the harder you try to grip onto it, y'all, the more it breaks you. It's like a bad infection. I'm not saying you don't plan things for your life, y'all, but you gotta know that plan A majority of the time ain't gonna work out. You gotta have B, C, you might have to have Z in the back pocket, because it's just how life goes. Honestly, y'all, I don't know who sold us this dream that being an adult was easy, but they lied to us. They bamboozled us. Like, it ain't easy. It's not easy. And, you know, I am here to let you know that you ain't alone and that it can get better. I am very proud of myself for starting the journey of setting boundaries. I am very proud that when they don't go my way and when I make mess ups, that I get back up to, you know, reaffirm those boundaries. And that's okay if that happens to you. It's okay if it takes you time to adjust and learn and know how to navigate. Hey, this is a red flag for me. Hey, ooh, I gotta duck here. Ooh, I need to swing this way. That's okay. It takes us time, y'all. This ain't hard. This ain't got so hard. I had to walk away and had a little cry session because I was frustrated. I be frustrated trying to set and uphold these boundaries, y'all. And I understand that, I think I mentioned earlier in this video, I don't understand people's like obsession with wanting and needing to see people do bad to make themselves feel good. And while I do believe that's true to some extent. Like, you shouldn't always have to see somebody struggling to make yourself feel better. I do believe that it's a difference in being transparent, and that's something I'm trying to navigate, y'all. Because honestly, when you open yourself up and allow people to know the things that you're struggling with, things that you're, you know, battling internally, you do open yourself up to comments and unsolicited opinions. And sometimes you don't want to hear it, yo. Sometimes that's harder to deal with than what you actually going through. So I do think it is a delicate balance of being vulnerable and knowing when to speak on things and when not to. It's hard. It is hard, y'all. One of the boundaries that I've had to learn, y'all, right now is I don't talk to everybody about everything. And I know sometimes it's hard to change those boundaries when you've been so used to telling everybody everything. And it's not that I believe that everybody is intentionally or inherently evil or bad or, you know, don't want to see you shine. Sometimes people can plant bad seeds and not even realize they're planting bad seeds. And I think we've all been there. I think we've all been a bad friend, then did some messed up stuff, y'all. But I don't open myself up intentionally anymore to certain things and about certain things, because when you open yourself up, like I said, you have to be prepared for, you know, what the possible outcomes of that. And I learned that I'm a person that I really know how to provide peace for myself. I know how to seek peace, you know, through religion and my faith with God. And sometimes I feel like when you have people in your life, or just even including myself, where you've been the savior, sometimes it gets hard when you feel like your friends don't need you in that way. But that doesn't mean you're a bad person. That doesn't mean you're not a good friend. It just means sometimes you just don't want to talk about things, y'all. And that's okay. It's okay to process and deal with things in your own time and in your own way and whatever makes you feel comfortable. It's okay to not want to talk about everything. Sometimes, y'all, when I talk about stuff, I get more frustrated than when I did when I just kept my mouth closed. Sometimes I just need that moment to pass. Sometimes you might be a person that likes to journal. You just gotta write that thing out. That's okay. Take the time to learn yourself. That is something that I really wanted to say that has helped me with navigating and learning and adjusting to boundaries is I really know myself. So it has, in that aspect, made it a little bit easier because I have taken the time to try different communication styles and this or that. And also, you have to have some level of I don't give a F. You do. Like, sometimes people might think you don't talk about things or you're not as open. And sometimes you are. You're just not to them. And it's okay. Everybody doesn't have to be everything to you, and the same goes in reverse. It's okay to take time to learn who you are. It's okay to not know everything. Y'all, the amount of crap that I have taken in relationships and old friendships because they don't exist anymore, and old relationships is unreal. And that's part of what has led me to be the person that I am now, where it's just like I love people, but I can only do what I can do. I can only give what I'm able to give. And sometimes people might not think that it's good enough, and that's okay. That's okay, y'all. It's tough navigating life. Boundaries, y'all, I do believe it gets easier. However, I think one of the things that makes you feel like it gets easier is that you know you always got to readjust. It's just like being natural, right? You know, when you get to that natural point and you doing your hair and you use the same products you did the last time when you had that bomb twist out. But then when you go back and use them same products again, you twisted your hair the same way, you did the same number of sections, and this time it just didn't do what you wanted it to do. That's boundaries in a nutshell. Some days it works, some days it don't, but that don't mean you give up. That doesn't mean that you can't try again. Failure is a part of life. Real part of life. And I think when you get more comfortable with hitting the ground, when you done hit the ground so much, you realize, yo, it ain't that bad. I can pick myself back up. And I think that will help you in navigating boundaries. Cause y'all, it's tough. I ain't got it figured out. I don't have it figured out, and I'm okay with it. And keep trying, keep trying. Keep trying, keep learning, you know, what your triggers are. Keep trying, even when you mess up. It's okay. Give yourself grace. I tell y'all that all the time, to give yourself grace. And I tell you that because I struggle with it with myself. I am true to my Virgo nature, where I am a low-key perfectionist and I work real hard and I'm always trying to top myself. Because I'm competitive with my own self, because I feel like I can always do better, I can always go further, and I'm gonna do it. But sometimes it'd be like, girl, sit down. It's okay. Kick your feet up, take a break. Another boundary I try to set for myself, y'all. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Alright, I done talked y'all head off. If I said anything in this video that was like, ooh girl, yes, I feel that way too, drop it down in the comments and we can talk some more. But I've said all I have to say on this boundaries thing. I'm tired. I'm about to get a little headache because it's exhausting. And I'll talk to y'all in another episode of the Cozy Conversations. Bye.